Today's the day we finish the Skidoo trailer build. This is the plan for today. We have to put the traction plate on, we have to grind the dirty old rusty ramp off the bottom of it, we have to put the shocks on this thing, and then this thing's done. Shocks are done. These look amazing. Then you can fit the safety latch right up top here. Let's see if this thing works. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Drop it down nice and slow. Ooh, that is smooth. Next up on our list of things to do is getting rid of these old monkey bars. Alright, so they didn't use any lock washers on the bottom of this, and it's not tapped into the base of the trailer, which sucks because that means I need to get underneath this trailer, throw some vice grips on the nuts holding these things in, and crank them out. Okay, so at this point, I'm looking at getting all this stuff ground off. I don't know why they put this ramp on here to begin with. It comes straight up the middle and the back, but it doesn't really make sense for a Skidoo trailer because if you're loading up two Skidoos, it's gonna be on an odd angle and you're gonna have this thing, you're gonna tilt your Skidoo right off the edge of it. I'm gonna grab the angle grinder, grind off this piece, and I'll knock this thing right off. The only reason I'm doing this is so that it'll save about 120 pounds of towing weight, which doesn't sound like much, but once you load this whole thing up, it makes a difference, and it'll take some weight off the leaf springs as well. All right, that's done. Now all I have to do is put a touch of paint on the tips, gently though. Anyway, that's looking great. Once you open this whole thing up, this bar right here is gonna sit this far off the ground. If not touch it, it should rest right on here, and that'll be perfect. And then the skis will pop right up into the back of the bed. Boop. Without this tread, all you've got is a metal slick surface, that stainless steel in there, which is all rusted up. And once you get the sleds halfway in there on a slope, especially in the winter and the ice and the studs are gonna tear up the steel, you're just gonna leave tracks on the bed of the trailer. So this will be a great addition. It's gonna make loading the sleds super easy because you're gonna be able to walk the sleds right up into the trailer once the track is on top of this. Well, that was a trip. You can see how durable these tires are with the metal bead all the way through them. So if you're thinking these guys are gonna explode while you're driving down the road, you have to hit something insane for this to break apart. When these tires are formed, they embed metal mesh, a couple of layers of it in this case, all the way around the outside of the tire. So even if you get a puncture, there's no way this thing's gonna blow up. You'd need an insane amount of pressure for this to explode. And on the bright side, I got myself a nice tire to put in the back. I've gone ahead and cut the track in half. You can see that they look like looking pretty good. These will lay flat. You've got these markings, these 9 markings that make it look like this is the center point for where you load up the 2 skis. What you would expect is that you'd want to put the track right in the middle of those. But I'm not going to do that, because if you look up here, right around here, if you mount these too far to the left, your ski's going to come in and you might clip the shock, and then I'd have to redo all that work. So what I'm actually going to do, I've got some clearance over here in the middle here. I'm going to mount these just offset. So right about there. That way, when the ski comes in, you got it nice and straight, and you've still got a lot of clearance for your left ski, and then your right ski over here. And I shouldn't have any problem with hitting the shock as long as these are just offset just a little bit. Probably like 4 to 6 inches, not even. We've got the treads on, looking nice. 6 bolts in each, all fastened down. These things look a little bit short, but this is the perfect length because you'll be able to get the track of the ski right up on there. And then the 2 skis will fit right up in there. And I think the positioning's perfect. So this thing is done. All of this is looking amazing. And just like that, the trailer's done. So if you like this kind of stuff, if you like the trailer build, if you like tearing things apart, putting them back together, subscribe to the channel because we have a ton of good stuff coming up. I'm going to be building a crazy good storage solution for the garage. That's going to have a pulley and a winch attached to it. It's going to be 2 decks. You can raise them right up to the roof. It's going to be nuts. Future episode also include redoing a police Ford Explorer. It's going to be insane. It's going to be a cool build. I have a lot of things planned for that as well. That's coming up down the line. So if you want to see that, definitely subscribe. Otherwise, this thing is done. I'm happy with it. It took me about 2 full days to build, roughly, on and off. And that was waiting for paint to dry and all those other little things. But in the end, I've got a like-new tandem clamshell skidoo trailer that I'm going to have for years. I feel like I'm going to have this thing for at least 5 or 10 years. Also, stay tuned for the total price breakdown. I'm going to do a video on every cost associated with this build. So it's going to look at the purchase price, taxes, auction fees, all the parts. I'm not going to include my labor costs because that doesn't make sense. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next episode. If you have any questions or comments about any of the stuff that we do on the show, please let me know. Put them in the comments. And if you like what you see, hammer the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. We have lots of content coming up every couple of days. You don't want to miss it.